Alright guys, welcome back to the Adam Show again. It is game night. It's that time of the week. So I have decided to bust out the tower. Tonight I'll be playing a 1000 point battle. I actually don't know who I'm playing this evening. It's just a bit of a random matchup. We've been playing a lot of 1000 point battles at the club, and I actually like the points because it stops people from going too silly with big stuff, keeps the game quick, etc, etc. Alright, so let's have a look at what I've got in the list and what I'm running tonight. So first things first, I'm going to run the Tau as the SARCEA SEPT tonight. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologise. But that gives all units in the army +1 to their leadership, which I think will be handy in case of, you know, I've got 10-man units, fire warriors, and that might keep them alive a little bit longer instead of having them run away. The other part of that army-wide special rule is each unit gets a free reroll. So how I'm looking at using that is obviously I pay for the marker lights on my little sergeants, so they'll get, that's what I'll use it for, is re-rolling those marker lights. Obviously in the Pathfinder teams get to re-roll that. You know, commander will get a re-roll, the big guy will get a re-roll, and so will the tank. This I think is just a handy overall thing to have. Re-rolls are good. Alright, so what do we got in the list? So first things first, we've got a FIREBLADE. He's just got his pulse rifle. WYSIWYG, he's going to be the Warlord. I'm going to give him the Warlord trait through Unity Devastation. So, you know, he'll pick things out, and any sixes I roll, +1 to armor penetration on whatever flies at that unit. Second in charge, or realistically he should be first in charge, but he's not. He's listening to the orders from the FIREBLADE. We've got an XV8 Crisis Suit Commander, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 fusion blasters. His job's pretty simple. Come down from the skies and nuke a target that needs to be nuked. I've used him in 1 or 2 games. Works very well. I've given him the free relic, which is the SARCEA Grav Inhibitor Field. So anyone that tries to charge him, it minuses 2 from their charge. I figure it makes sense because if he's going down into enemy territory to get close up with his fusion blasters, it just means that it makes it that little bit harder for people to charge him and him to run away and just keep shooting as Tau do. So that's 2 HQs. Then in troops we've got 1, 2, 3 10-man fire warrior squads. Never leave home without them. Each of the sergeants has a marker light just to help the squads with reroll 1s or add to the other marker lights throughout the army. Then in fast attack we have 1, 2 Pathfinder teams. They're WYSIWYG, they've just got their pulse carbines with marker lights on them. Their job is just to light things up, and if marker lights are no longer needed, just add to the firepower with their pulse carbines. Really good 40-point unit. 40, yeah, like them a lot. Alright, elites, we've got a big guy, so we've got a RIPTIDE. Now he is rocking the ion accelerator, which I just can't say enough good things about. I know everybody likes the I don't even know the name of the other gun because I never use it. But for just removing heavy things, it's fantastic. So he's got that, and then he's also got the smart missile system. Now I've given him 2 support systems. So he's got the advanced targeting system and target lock. So this means that he can move and fire heavy weapons without penalty, and it also adds 1 to the AP of his attacks, which means that his ion cannon becomes AP 4. And his smart missiles become AP1, and they also ignore cover, so it just makes him a good all-round killer of pretty much anything on the board. I like him a lot. Probably using the stratagem so that he can use 2 of his overcharge things throughout the game, and you all know Riptides, they're good to go. Alright, last in the army, we have a Hammerhead. So today I'm just running it as a normal Hammerhead. It's armed with the ion cannon, which I haven't tried out in 8th edition, and it's also armed with smart missile system as well. I've also paid for 2 seeker missiles on it, just because I had a spare couple of points. So this is just the last part of the army. Just some long range heavy support, add some firepower. Pretty keen to see how this ion accelerator works out. I've heard nothing but good things. Looking at it on paper, you know, it looks pretty good. range 60 is good. 3 shots, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage, and if you want to overcharge it, you've got D6 shots at strength 8, minus 2 AP, and 3 damage apiece. So I'm keen to see how that goes. That seems a bit of a good all-rounder, anti-tank, anti-infantry, all that sort of stuff. Alright guys, so that's my 1,000-point army. I'll get down to the club and I'll see who I'm facing off, see what we taking on with these guys, and yeah, go from there. Alright guys, I've hit the club and I found out my opponent, Michael, is running NIDS. So this is obviously practice leading up to the tournament. He's running a battalion, so in his list he's got Neurothroat, I can't even say it, Neurothroat. He's running Swarmlord, never leave home without him. Then he's running troops-wise, he's got Rippers, 18-man Gene Stealers, then he's got a warrior squad with venom cannons, some whips, some swords, some claws, some tooths, some fangs, everything you want in it. Then he's running 6 zone tropes. I've never faced 6 zone tropes in one unit, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. So there's your battalion, and what did you say you're running it as? KRAKEN.
KRAKEN, yeah.
Yep, which is roll 3 d6, choose the highest for run. So I guess he's going to use it with these nasty things at the back. Alright, we'll roll up a mission and all that sort of stuff and see what happens. Alright guys, so set up for the tower. Got Hammerhead, Fire Warriors, Fire Warriors, Fire Warriors, big guy. Then we've got Pathfinders, and if we go back over here, around this tank we've got more Pathfinders hidden. Yes, we've done the sneaky sit right on the back line. If you come around here, you'll see why. Because massive blob of Gene Stealers with Swarmlord, so we all know that they're going to be moving really, really quick across the board. These guys on an objective, Neurothropes, and he's got the little swarmy guys are in reserve. So we've got an objective here, an objective here. The mission we're playing, sorry, is frontline warfare. So an objective in each of our bases, and then one here and one here. We'll roll now to see who gets the first turn. Michael's got a +1. Let's see what happens. So he's got a 6, so I'll see if I can seize the initiative. No. So Michael will be having Tyranids turn 1. I think that's fair, otherwise they're not going to move. And we'll get back to you then, Michael's turn 1. Alright guys, end of Tyranid turn 1. These Gene Stealers using some stratagems. What was the name of the stratagem?
That is Opportunistic Advance.
So, Opportunistic Advance, and the power from the Swarmlord has got them from there all the way to here in one turn. They've wiped out a unit of Fire Warriors and taken my Warlord down to 1 wound. Pretty brutal. They lost 6 guys on the way in, so we've at least hurt the unit. Still not good. Alright, and then they've managed to consolidate into here, shutting down another unit, which is good for them. And over here, the Zone Tropes shot across here, and they got first blood, nuking the Pathfinders. Alright, so the tower will have their first turn. We'll get back to you. Alright guys, end of tower turn 1. So I moved my Riptide over here to support this unit here. We lit up this unit of Gene Stealers, wiped them off the table. Pretty much just using this 10-man unit of Fire Warriors with the extra shots from my Fireblade that managed to survive on 1 wound. And then everything else, tank, and this guy fired everything over into Swarmlord, reducing him to 5 wounds, so we took 7 off him, so it's not bad shooting. He's not dead, but I'll take it. So, we'll get back to you at the end of Michael's turn 2. Alright. Alright guys, so end of the Tyranids turn 2. These guys have moved forward a bit to get some shots, but still holding on to their objective back here. We've got this Neuro train coming across here. They blasted a 10-man unit out of this place up here with some psychic shenanigans. What was it, 9 mortal wounds?
Yeah.
Actually, well, they got 9, and then these guys over here took the last wound off the little guy that was standing here. Swarmlord come running. He lost 3 more wounds, or was it 4 wounds in Overwatch? 3.
3 in Overwatch and 1 in...
And then he did 2 wounds to the Riptide that were mortal wounds because I had 3 up in Von. I saved it. And then did a wound back to him. So he's on 3 wounds. He got punched in the face by a Riptide. So it's kind of funny, but not funny. It's fucking funny. Alright, so I will have my turn too. By the looks of things, this is absolute slaughterfest. Nothing different between me and Michael. Units are going down like flies. I have my turn 2. Guys, end of tower turn 2. So the commander come down here. He shot across into here. He killed 1 and wounded 1. I was hoping he'd do a bit better, but with D6 wounds per gun, you're always risking it. It's a bit of a gamble. You can do massive damage or a little bit of damage. Coming across here. So the Fire Warriors, and I used through Unity Devastation on the Swarm Lord that was here and the missile racks off this guy. We managed to finish him off. Obviously we lit him up with, we got 5 marker lights, which made all the difference. And then all the big guns here and here overpowered to do 3 damage apiece. Shot across here, nuking a total of 4 of these zone tropes. So that was a good turn of shooting. It's an absolute slugfest. I've only got 1 unit of Fire Warriors. This guy's on 1 wound. And just some of the big things in the commander. And Michael's got troops over here, some of this stuff here, and he's got some little guys in reserve, but it's just an absolute slaughterfest. He'll have his turn 3, and we'll see how it goes. Riptide. Alright guys, the Tyranids, end of their turn 3, have moved forward, very reduced. So this is all that's left. They've come over here. They used the Venom Cannon to try and take the last wound off this guy. They did manage to vaporise 3 of these guys using Smite. And that is about it. So I'll have my turn 3 and we will get back to you. Alright guys, so end of tower turn 3. Between the commander over there and all this firepower, we've obliterated everything bar these rippers and this guy here. So Michael knows that the end is nigh. So we're just going to film this because he wants the moral victory to run in here and kill my tower commander with these rippers, and that'll give him Warlord and he'll be a happy man. So you're going to roll away, roll here mate, see if you get the charge off.
No, that freaking roller dog. Well, that's
Alright. So it's a pretty heavy tower victory. It was a really good game though. Michael's tactic at the start to run all them gene steals in, I did not see that coming, and ripped a hole. We somehow come back. Anything you want to say mate?
No, thank you for the game. I appreciate it.
No problem. Good game. If you like these battle reports, like them, subscribe, and we'll try and get back to you with some more stuff. Enjoy the rest of your evening.